Secrets family. Today we are going to be doing activators for Chopsticks and Jade. Activators are using specific body weight training to get the muscles ready for the specific movement. People underestimate how important activators actually are. It helps you understand if your body is ready for these movements and where some discrepancies possibly lie within those muscle groups. So if you find one specific exercise difficult to do or harder than the rest, then you know you need to train that muscle group a little bit more to achieve those moves. I will be posting another video about Chopsticks and Jade, right from the ground to an inverted and on the pole position. So join me, have some fun, let's get fit, and for joining me today. So we are going to start our activators for Chopsticks and Jade using pole-specific warm-up. You can use a pole. If you don't have a pole, you can use a wall for support. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take step, squat, lift, down. This is working your biceps, quads, and as you lift up from the squat, you need to squeeze your bum so that you're working glutes as well. So step, face the pole, lift up, bend down, squeeze. Step, face the pole, lift up, down, squeeze. Step, face the pole, lift up, squat, squeeze. Step, face the pole, lift down, jump, and squeeze. And you're going to do that on both sides. Then to work the obliques and the spine, you're going to do a ballerina crunch. So hook the inside leg, go down and up, which is your oblique, then down and up, okay? Once you've done this 10 times on each side, you're going to up, lift, down, which is working the spine. So cross, you can also alternate. As long as you do 10 oblique crunches and 10 spine raises on each side. Okay, on the side, hook the leg, make sure that this leg is hooked nicely. Rotate, lift up, cross. Good. Rotate. You can always pause this video at any time to complete the exercises or do more should you wish. Once you've done the ballerina crunches, we're going to work the quads. So we're going to do peekaboos. So down, open, close, up. Down, open, close, up. So what you're doing is you're going down with your knees down, you're opening, you're closing, you're lifting up. Down, open, close, up. Again, you're going to do this 10 times. Okay, once you've done those, we're going to warm up the hamstrings. So we're going to swing the legs forward and back 10 times, switch each leg. You want to do these pole-specific warm-ups as quickly as possible because you want to make the body warm and ready for the muscles that we are going to work after this. Once you have done that 10 times on each side, we're going to do tick-tocks. Tick-tock is when you push the leg across and lift open. These are working the adductors and the hip flexors. So once you swung up and down 10 times with each leg. Okay, now to work the hip flexors, what we want to do is we want to lift the knee in, push it to the side, so we're opening up the hips, and rotate your leg behind you before bringing it back in. So up, knee to the side, push, back, lift up, and in. Side, push back, and in. Again, you want to do this 10 times on each side. You can always do more should you feel that your body isn't ready yet. Okay, once we've done that, the only left muscle group left to warm up is the calves. What we are going to do is we're going to go into a first or second position. It's up to you. And you're going to lift up, pushing on your tippy toes, and down, and up, and down. Really try and extend those toes so you right on the tips before going down again. And lift up, and down, and lift up, and down. Again, 10 times on each side. You can do this pole-specific warm-up to warm up those muscle groups. You can do 2 rounds, you can even do 3 rounds, as long as 10 repetitions on each side. Make sure you do both sides because you want balance within the movements. You don't want your one side of your body getting stronger than the other. So once you've done that, we can go on to activating the muscle groups required for chopsticks and jade. So now we move on to activating the muscle groups required for chopsticks and jade. Now chopsticks and jade are the inverted moves of each other. So chopsticks is an upright on the pole move, and jade is an inverted split on the pole. So what muscles do we use for these exercises? We are using the calves, the glutes, deltoids, which are at the side of your shoulders, your biceps, your obliques, your quads, your adductors, which are the inner thighs, your pec muscles, your hamstrings, your lats, your traps, your Erector Spinae, which is a muscle on either side of your spine going from the base of your neck all the way down, and your hip flexors. All of these muscles need to be warmed up and need to have movement and range of motion within them. So like I said to you, if you find one of these movements more difficult, you can always work on that. Make sure that you always do the left and the right sides when it is needed. And for the repetitions, you can always increase or decrease according to personal preference. I will show you these exercises. You can pause the video at these intervals, do 10 repetitions, come back and find out what the next steps will be. Right, okay, sorry. So, we're going to start with calves. So, you can hold onto the wall, hold onto the pole. You want to put one leg behind you, have your foot flat on the floor, and then raise all the way up and down. You're going to do calf raises 10 times on each leg. Calves are very important muscles. Whenever you are pointing your toes, you use the calf muscles. So make sure that they are very warmed up and ready to go. Your glutes. Now your glutes are very, very much the engine of your body. So they lift you up when you are doing a pole stand or anything when you're climbing and sitting, and they need to be worked and activated to really push and extend and help the hip flexors. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on the floor for this one. You're going to place your legs on either side of you. Lift your bum up. Make sure that it's right off the ground. Raise one leg. You're going to lift up and down, making sure that the bum doesn't go right down to the floor. You're going to lift up and down with the leg 10 times on each side. Making sure that bum is always raised and never dropping. Like I said, you can always decrease or increase the exercises based on personal preference. Right, once we have done our glutes muscles, we're going to do our deltoids, side of the shoulders. So for our deltoids, I'm just going to change my mats a little bit so you can see the angle. For your deltoids, what you're going to do is that you're going to go into a push-up position with your arms absolutely straight, into a plank position, and you're going to hold your core. Now for this, your arms are going to be straight, and you're going to dip and raise your shoulders. Up and down. Up and down. Okay? You're going to do these 20 times. The reason I say 20 is because the more you do, the more the muscle is activated. And we are going to use our shoulders quite a lot in this movement. So they need to be quite warm. If you need to do less than 20, that's absolutely fine. Go according to your own pace and just build from there. Okay. Now that we have warmed up our shoulders, what we are going to do is a V sit pull up, okay? So from the floor, this is very pole specific. You're going to angle yourself appropriately against the pole, so your inner thigh is touching, both your arms are going to be bent. Now, you can do this in various different stages. You're going to lift up so your bum is off the floor, lift your legs and hold down. If you can just lift up your bum and hold, that's absolutely perfect. Okay, but we're just going to pull ourselves up and engage those biceps. So lift up, down. And you're going to do this 5 times with each hand on top. Okay, so that really gets the biceps going, which is really, really nice. Okay, now that we've done our biceps, we're going to be working on obliques. So if you don't have a pole at home, you can always use someone else's feet to do this, which actually helps. So we're going to do around the world. So what this is that both shoulders will place on either side of the pole with your hands cupping the pole, your legs just off the ground, and you're going to raise to one side, lift up the bum, raise to the other side, lift up the bum. Now you're going to make sure that your legs are absolutely straight while you're doing this, and rotate from side to side. Again, you're going to do 10 times on each side. If you need to do less of this, because this can be quite an intense workout, you can do that as well. Okay, so for your pec muscles, I'm just changing my mask again. So for your pec muscles, you want to work right inside, okay? So we are going to do a pike wide arm push-up. So what that is you're going to go into almost a downward dog position, and you're going to place your hands on either side of your mat. Then you're going to bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. This really works the pecs nicely. Make sure your arms aren't too close together, because then you're just going to be working biceps and triceps. You want a wide grip. So wide grip, down and up, 10 times. Again, you can increase or decrease according to your own personal preference. Now, hamstrings. So, specifically with Chopsticks and with Jade, hamstrings are very important. So you want to really make sure that they are warmed up and that you've got a good range of motion. So what you're going to do for this one is that you're going to lie on the floor and you're going to raise your bum off the floor and put all your weight on your heels. You're then going to lift one leg up, change, other leg up. So as you can see, my bum is fully raised and my legs are completely straight, resting on my ankles. If this is too intense, you can bend one leg, lift up the bum, and raise up and down. So you can decrease or increase intensity according to your own level. Okay, so 10 times on each side with whichever variation you felt you needed. Okay, so now we are on to your lats. That's the side over here. So what we are going to do is we're going to lie flat on the floor, raising our legs together, and we are going to pull our hands in and lift up, and pull our hands in. So you're crisscrossing and up. Pull your hands in and up. Okay, and you're going to do this at least 10 times in total, making sure that your head is facing forward, that you're not looking side to side, and you're raising your arms up and back, making sure that you have that full range of motion. Now we're going to work the traps. So for your trap muscles, what you're going to do, you can do it kneeling or you can do it standing. We're going to raise our arms, we're going to lift up, we're going to do a shoulder shrug, raise, lift up, shoulder shrug, and down. Lift up, shoulder shrug, and down. Lift up, shoulder shrug, and down. You want to do this 20 times. The more you do it, the more intense it feels. So if you do less, you won't feel it as much. Now, once we've done our traps, we move on to the Erector Spinae. So what you're going to do with this is that I'm going to use the pole as a reference because I can really walk away with it. I mean, lean away from it. So I'm going to bend my knees, lean away from the pole, rotate, twist like you're doing freestyle, and back. Rotate, twist, and back. Rotate, twist, and hold. Rotate, twist, and hold. Rotate, twist, and hold. It really gets the movement and the twist working for the Erector Spinae. Your back twists and rotates a lot with chopsticks and both Jade. So you need to have that mobility and rotation to manipulate your body. Then the next one that we're going to do is your hip flexors. Now hip flexors again for Jade and for chopsticks are very, very important. So if they're not warmed up, you can go back and revert to the pole specific warm up where we did these movements, okay? Those movements are really going to warm up your hips. Another nice thing to do for your hips is if you're in a kneeling position, you're going to slide back, slide forward, rotate, round and push in. So again, if you need to hold on to something like I'm holding on to the pole, you can. So push back so you can really feel it. Down, lift, up, rotate, round. So again with this, the other leg, push back, squeeze those muscles, lift back in, rotate, round. Push back, lift in, rotate, round. That way you're getting a full range of motion in those movements. Again, 10 times on each side. If you need to do more, then do more. If you need to do less, then do less. If you need to do this entire workout 2 rounds, then do that. So again, the muscle group that you are working for chopsticks and Jade are the calves, the glutes, the deltoids, the biceps, obliques, quads, adductors, pec muscles, hamstrings, lats, traps, erector spinae, and hip flexors. Okay, make sure that you are really nice and warmed up. Be very aware of your body when you're doing these exercises. See which ones you battle with and which ones you feel very comfortable in. It'll give you an indication of where you need to grow and where you need to build and where your strengths lie and where you can be better on your weaknesses. The next volume that I'm going to be doing after this is for chopsticks and for Jade. We are doing it from the ground and building ourselves up. So whether you're a beginner or want to work and advance on your technique, will range from all levels. So come and join me for the next step if you have done this. And please don't underestimate activators. They're really important. They can really help your whole journey. So thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you for working out with me. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope to see you in the next video I'm going to do explaining these 2 movements. To volume 2 of chopsticks and Jade. So like I said, we are going to be working these 2 movements from the ground up. So whether you've never done chopsticks or Jade or have done them and want to work on your range of motion and your technique while doing them, this video is for you. With anything, make sure that you go at your own level, at your own pace, to the level that you are at. So work on these movements step by step. Once you tick one box, then you go on to the next. These are flexibility movements. So you do need a good range of motion with your front or forward splits. If you are not there yet, you can increase range of motion by stretching every night for 5 minutes as you come out of the bath or your shower, making when the muscles are warm and ready. It just takes 5 minutes, a little bit every day, to build up that flexibility. Go to where you can, set the benchmark, and then progress from there. So without further ado, we will be working on chopsticks first, followed by Jade. Hope you enjoy it and come have a journey with me. Hello. Okay, so we are going to do chopsticks from the ground up. So chopsticks is an on the pole upright move, and I usually do it from a parallel sit position. But we are going to work the dynamics of the movement from a standing position on the floor on the pole. So if you have a pole at home, what you're going to do is you're going to stand in front of it, and you do need skin for this to grip on your waist. So what you're going to do is you're going to angle your body. Now, angling your body is actually one of the most important things for chopsticks. So what you're going to do, there are two ways of doing chopsticks. You can, if I'm leaning towards the right, my left leg is going to be the leg coming in front of the pole. My right arm is going to be up. So I'm on the left side of the pole, my right leg is up, my right arm is on the pole. I actually prefer to come round and grab my butt because it gives me more leverage and I'm lower down. So whichever way you want to do it though, you're going to make sure that you're at an angle and make sure that you're squeezing your adductors nice and tight with your leg. So again, I'm on the left side of the pole and my right leg is squeezing in. This is where the flexibility comes in. So you're going to grab your ankle, okay? If this is where you're at, then just work on bending the leg on the floor and stretching. This will help you get mobility within your motion and your movements, and as well help you feel what it feels like to have that pull on the inner thigh. If you are good with your flexibility, from here, bend your knee and lift your leg, okay? So that range of motion from the floor, you can't get it as nicely from higher up, but it will help you see where you are at. So again, lift up, pull in, whether you have your hand up or on your bum, straighten that leg. Now you want to push your stomach and your hip into the pole before lowering and raising that leg up. Okay, and down. Make sure that you do it on both sides and try and really dig into those hamstrings and hip flexors, and as you rotate, really go down and squeeze. Go to wherever you feel up. So if you are from the floor and you can't grab your ankle yet, that's fine. Just bend the knee and lift. Bend the knee on the floor and lift, and work it from there. There's no such thing as can't, just can't yet. Now, if you want to do this from higher up, like I said, I prefer doing this from a parallel sit, not a pole stand, because it helps me twist into the position that I need. So whichever way that you are at, you're going to climb the pole, sit in a parallel position. Like I said, I make sure that I'm quite low down. I'm going to lift the one leg, pull it into me, lift the other leg, and push it behind. Okay, I'm going to try a different position so that you can see my body angle. I don't know what the position is, but we'll see it from this side. So what you're going to do is you're going to climb, sit, I think this will be better, hold the bum, hold the leg, squeezing the leg towards the top. This is as far as you get with the on the pole, that's absolutely perfect. Otherwise, lift and squeeze. And that is chopsticks from the floor and lifting up into the pole. Chopsticks is a progressive move, especially with the flexibility and the hip flexors. So you really want to work it from the ground up, working to your strengths and developing what you need to progress it. Don't give up, just keep on pushing it. You will get there. It is a difficult move, but nothing is impossible if you work it. So just keep on working at it and pushing it and going to your personal limits every time, and you will be able to do it. Right, so next up is Jade. So Jade is a little bit more complicated in terms of the steps required to get into it. You need to be able to do an invert. From an invert, you need to be able to do Gemini. From Gemini, you need to be able to do a no hands Gemini. From a no hands Gemini, you go into a pike position. From an inverted pike position, you get into Jade. So there are quite a few steps getting into it. But if you want to work on your upside down splits, which essentially Jade is, then you can do that from the floor. I'm going to show you exactly how. You know you will be ready for Jade when you can balance from the floor with a full extension, which I'm going to show you now. Just stay with me. It will make sense, I promise. Okay, so from a floor position, right, we are going to go right up into our armpits and raise the legs off the floor. This is not enough. We need to lift our bums all the way up and hook the outside leg on the pole. The inside leg is going to come straight down. This is a Gemini floor position. From there, we're going to rotate the leg around, get it into the inner thigh, and pull it into our bodies. With our outside hand, you're going to grab it. So from here, if this is as far as you get, that's absolutely perfect. Just work on this. For a full Jade, what you're going to do is raise the leg off the pole, balance, gently push, down, 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 until you are in an inverted split. Once you are quite parallel, you know that you will be ready for Jade. You can do this with both sides and see which position and which side is best for you. Sorry, excuse me, I'm almost about to sneeze in this position. So the key points here are, again, you're using your stomach to push into the pole, and you're almost doing a side crunch. Your leg, I'm going to do it again for you because these positions are actually very important. And then I'll show you why. So legs up, bum up, leg on the pole. Back leg rotates around. Now this position here is very important because you want it on the inner thigh. Now you're not just going to extend the leg, you're going to pull it in towards you. So from one position to pull in. This is going to give you the security that you need. From there, the leg on the pole, lifts up, and you balance, okay? Then you rotate the leg, and we'll push the leg down and try and balance that position, okay? This is an inverted J from the floor. Once you've done that, then you can come out of it and work on the different levels. So even if you are not at a level of pole where you can hold upside down without using your hands, you can still work on increasing your range of motion and flexibility from the floor. This is also a really good way to work if you have a pole at home and don't have anyone to spot you from an inverted position. You're still working every single muscle required for Jade without any risk of falling off the pole if you don't have anyone around you. It's a very safe way of training Jade. Okay, so now we get on to inverted Jade. So like I said, I'm going to show you the different levels of getting there. So like I said, the first step is an invert, straight after an invert, a Gemini, right? And then a no hands Gemini. So if we are on the pole, we are going to go into an inverted Gemini. So step, hook. Now to get into an inverted Gemini, you lift up, you push the back leg back, and you let go of your hands. Now Gemini is the first position that you need. Then you bring your leg forward, just like we did on the floor. Your outside hand is going to grab the leg and pull it in, and your outside hand, I don't know if you can see it, is on the bum. From here, I'm going to pull in, lift the leg off the pole, like it on the floor, and push back. Okay? From here, this is a full Jade. So I'm going to try and rotate. There, that's a full Jade. Once you've done the full Jade, you can bring it in and rotate. Even if from an upside down point of view, you are going from a no hands Gemini to bring the leg in and grab. If this is where you're at, that's absolutely perfect. Just work up to where you can with what you've got. And work into there. So the steps I'll show you again once I've stopped my lightheadedness. Again, the steps are an invert into a Gemini position. From a Gemini, you go into a pull up, almost like you can grip your stomach, no hands Gemini. Then the back leg rotates around in. You grab it with your opposite arm and pull. Once you've pulled, you take the leg that's hooked on the pole, off the pole, you stabilize there, then push it back behind you. Again, I'm going to try and show you from a different angle, and then we'll wrap it up. So, Gemini, no hands. Back leg comes around and grabs with the other hand. I've got my arm to arm on my bum, the leg on the pole is then going to lift up, balance, and push back. This is where the hip flexors and the hamstrings come in handy. So that is great. To come out of it, keep holding the leg, hook the other one, leg comes back into crucifix position, hands into the floor, legs on either side, and come down. And those are Jade and chopsticks from the floor, building up onto the pole. I hope some of those little tricks helped you. You can pair this with the activators that I'm also going to be posting today. If you feel that you need to increase your range of motion, increase your forward splits, let me know. And I can, depending on demand, if there is a demand, I can help you activate your hamstrings, your middle splits, your side splits, and help you get into those positions that you really, really want. So keep on working at it. Don't give up, don't give in. Every step forward is a step, no matter how small it is. You can do it. So just believe in yourself, know that you can. If there's anything that you would like me to add or go into more detail of, let me know, like, share, and I will see you next week. If there is anything specific you would like me to do, write it in the comments below and I will create some content for that. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a fantastic week, works hard, plays hard, and has fun doing it. Thank you so much.